So, for evaluating logarithms, what you have to be able to do is read this statement. What does log 5 of 325 mean? And one of the things you're going to do is you're going to change this to exponential form because you're not as used to working with logarithms. Oh, 3,125. Yes. So what are we going to do? We're going to say, I don't know what this is equal to, but I can make it equal to x. And it means the base is 5. The exponent is not what I know, but it's equal to 3,125. Now, if you had a calculator and this was a calculator section, you could just write that in, log 5 of 3,125, and get the answer. But if this was on a non-calculator, then you would write it like this and then have to go back to your powers chart. Is 3,125 part of the powers chart? It won't be on the non-calculator part, but it is. If you would go one further than what we have, we had 5 to the power of 4 was 625. 5 to the power of 5 is 3,125. And if you can get them to be the same base, then x is equal to 5. Because if the bases are the same, then the exponents have to be the same, so the x would have to equal 5. Part B as well. And sometimes when I read a log, since I know that they're solving for an exponent, I kind of imagine, and I see it like this, 6 to what power equals 216? I sort of read it that way. You can say directly log base 6 of 216, but it really means 6 to what power would be 1 over 216? And I think we added 216 to our powers chart. 216 is 6 to the 3, so what would 1 over 216 be? 6 to the negative 3. And now that our bases are the same, our exponents would have to be equal, so x would be negative 3. And finally, part C. And for part C, if you look at the example beside or when you go to do your pre-quizzes online, the method that they use is fine, but I would prefer using the same method that we've used all the way along. And I think it is easier. So the method that we've used all the way along, again, change this to exponential form. 8 to the power x is equal to 2 cube root of 2. The method that we've used all the way along, if we're non-calculator, is try to get these as the same base. So are all these numbers in the same column of one of our powers chart? Yes, they're all powers of 2. So 8 you could write as 2 cubed. The cube root of 2 you could write as 2 to the 1/3. And what we want to do is use our exponent laws to write both sides as a single power. So a power to a power, what's the exponent law there? Multiply. What exponent law am I going to use on the right-hand side? Add them, right? This one, even though it's not written there, it has an exponent of 1, right? And 1 plus 1/3 is 4/3. Now that the bases are the same, these exponents would have to be the same. So 3x is equal to 4/3. Divide both sides by 3. And x is equal to 4/9. Questions you can do are 4, 7, and 9.